Hi there folks, welcome to Dunzy's Guitar World 2. Welcome to another rhythm guitar lesson, this time for a hair metal track from a man who has no hair these days. So this album came out in 1989, the album is called Kicked Klawed, the band are Cats in Boots. I think this went gold, this album. I have it somewhere on CD, I'm sure. So there were 2 singles from this album, and this is the first one, Shotgun Sally. This is one of these ones that you used to see on the power hour when you came home from the pub about 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is detuned to E flat, which you can find online. Just Google what is E flat tuning, but essentially every string is down a semitone. If I can remember, I will put a diagram in there, but just everything is down a semitone. So the expectation level here is, this is just how I think the rhythm guitar part 1, 2, 3, 4. So the expectation level here is, this is just how I think the rhythm guitar parts are played. There's no lead in this at all. Now there's a lot of slide guitar on the album, and this particular song starts with some slide guitar. This is not the ideal guitar for slide guitars. 1965 Melody Maker with Seymour Duncan pickups, and I'm playing through a Marshall Super Lead. Low action on this, so it's not ideal for slide, but I'll try and play what I think is being played on the album. So without any further ado, let's go on with this. So this is going to be impossible to play 2 parts unless you throw the slide away halfway through. But it sounds to me like the first slide is starting up here on the 14th fret, like an A. See, I'm just referring to the notes of the strings as it would normally be, even though we're down a semitone. So I think he's just playing 14 on D and G and sliding that down a bit, with quite a lot of reverb on it. And then I think the next one he's sliding down is the D. So that's before we go into the main riff. So it's just 14 on D and G, and then 7 of D and G. I think that's how that's played. But let's get into the riff. Now this is quite tricky to get up to speed. I will play it like a third of the speed to begin with, because that's probably my comfort level these days. Because here's how I think it goes. Like I said, it takes a lot to get up to speed. Or something like that. So how are we playing that? How am I playing that? 2 hits on the E, and then the 4th fret of the E. Back to open E. 4, and back to open E. Then 2, 4. So I'll play that slowly. 2 E's, 2 of the E string open, 4 of the E string, E open, and then 2, 4 of the E string. If that makes sense. I'll play it very slowly so it makes sense. Maybe make it clearer if I try and do it with one finger. So I think that's how he's playing that. Up to speed he goes really fast, quite tricky. So all we're doing, open E, 2 and 4 of the bottom E string. He's maybe playing those with chords, just playing the note 2 frets in front on the A string. But I think you get away with it, and I think he maybe does just play this with single notes. So that is the first part. And once we've done the 2 to 4 at the end of that, we slide from 4 to 5 on these power chords. So it's 4 on E, 6 on A, up to 5 on A, 7 sorry, to 5 on E, 7 on E, sorry about this. And then we're sliding them like a Johnny Thunders, New York Dolls rock and roll thing. Steve Jones kind of thing. So all together. So that's the intro riff. It's played quite a lot of times. So at the end of that intro riff we hang on the A. Although what I do is I go over to the A chord just with an open A string because it makes the next part easier. So I'll show you that going into what will be the verse. Then we've got up here to 12 of D, G and B. Down 1 to 11 of G, D, G and B. Down 1 to 10. And back into the riff again. Hang on the A again. Up to 12. 11. Back into the riff. Now I think what the guitar does the first time, this is like a bridge. It's just playing a D power chord but then adding the 6th, like a status quo type bit. So we're going from the D, which is 5 of A, 7 of D, and we're bringing our pinky down on the 7th fret of the A. Move the whole thing up to the E. And on that one, the guitar just stops and the bass does a descending run. So after the bass does the descending run, we go back to the A. And then the hanging. And then back to the riff. So then the hanging A again. Then it goes into the bridge again, and this time at the end of the bridge the guitar does a descending line, so it's back to that D and the 12 bar part. Up to the E. Now the end of the E we do. So it's 7, power chord, down 5, power, 4, 2, to the A. And then there's another part, the next part goes. So it's open E, hammer on to 3, then 4 of E, to an A chord. And we come back and just play 3, 4 of E to the A. Think about a palm muting going on here as well. So it goes like this from that bit. So it does 4 of them and then moves up to a palm muted D. Then back to the. So only does 2 of them before the solo. Before we go into the solo, we go up here and play an E power chord, 7 of A, camera's not focused, sorry folks, 7 of A, 9 of D, down to a C power chord, 3 of A, 5 of D, and then into an A. And that takes us up to the solo, so I'm not doing the solo. Now underneath the solo, it's the same kind of chords, A, D and E, or a variation thereof, and there's only one other chordy part in the song. So if you've got this far, I'll maybe show you how I think that goes. So let's do that. So the solo ends on an A chord, and I think what the rhythm guitar does after that is this. So what that is, we're using the A string as a pedal tone, and then we're playing chords on the D and G strings. The first one, 4 of D and G, back to the pedal tone, and then 5 of D and G, 6 of D and G, and then 7 of D and G, finish on 9 of D and G. Each time we're going back to the A pedal tone. Should have turned the tone down there. And then we go back to the main riff again. So that is how I would play the main rhythm guitar parts. I don't think it's all the rhythm. Good grief, it's sunny out there. That's like the main rhythm guitar parts of the song Shotgun Sally by Cats in Boots from the album Kicked Klawed, released in 1989. I think they only did one album maybe. That was a major label debut. Great album, definitely go seek out. See, lots of rock and roll slide guitar playing on it. Maybe this song's an open G tuning, but tuned down a semitone. I'm not sure, but that is how I would play it. As ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunzee's Guitar World 2. Cheers for now.